2 by 2 as the field enters into turns 1 and 2. Joey Logano already locking bumpers with the car in the inside lane of William Byron, and Byron is going to have a full car-length lead over his teammate Alex Bowman as he looks to potentially shift to the outside lane. No, he'll stay on the bottom instead on the back straightaway, and Blaney now to push the 48 of Bowman, and Bowman getting a massive shot, squirrely all over the back straightaway, and Blaney now ducks to the bottom with help from Bubba Wallace in the 23 car behind him. Ryan Blaney to the lead on the opening lap of the race, and he will be able to lead lap 1 at the start-finish line. Bowman getting pushed from another car from behind now. Looks to be Ross Chastain in the 1. Got a little sideways in the tri-oval, but Blaney by a full car length is able to lead the opening lap. Bowman with another run to the outside. Chastain to the middle as he hangs the 48 out to dry on the top. Bowman may drop to the back. He's got nothing to lose here. Again, he will start on the pole in the Daytona 500 as long as he stays out of trouble tonight. But Chastain hung him out as he went up the middle 3 wide on the second lap of a qualifying race at Daytona. That's how aggressive Chastain is as a driver, looking to get things done early on and now trying to lead his first lap. Ty Gibbs right behind him. After Gibbs started all the way back in row number 5, is already the second car in the outside lane. Dead even as they enter into the tri-oval. The 12 of Blaney leads the bottom, while the 1 of Ross Chastain leads the outside. And Ryan Blaney is going to lead lap number 2 by about a half a car like that time over Chastain. Entire pack 2 by 2. Alex Bowman has lost the lead draft as of right now. Big bottleneck going on the inside lane. Cars got stacked up. That's going to give the outside a little bit more energy off the exit of turn 2. Chastain not completely clear. A lot of bump drafting going on, though, with those lead cars in their respective lines. Gibbs pushing the 1 of Chastain on the top, and Bubba Wallace down the back straightaway pushing Ryan Blaney. Blaney makes his first lane change, since leading the opening laps of today's race. Moved to the outside to check the outside run that Chastain could have potentially gotten there from Ty Gibbs, and then back to the bottom into the center of the tri-oval. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. The Toyotas going to go together. Blaney moves to the outside in front of the Toyotas of Bell and Wallace. Harvick moves up to block Blaney. Blaney with a crossover down to the bottom for second. He's underneath Harvick. Bell stays with the 4 car on the top. Logano's got a gap built up between himself and Kevin Harvick as the 3 cars behind him on the outside are nose to tail. A lot of pushing going on off the exit of turn 2. Harvick stays hooked on the outside. Bell cuts down to the bottom for second. Logano down to block the 20 on the double yellow line. Back to the outside to block the 4 of Harvick. Car length and a half lead for Logano into turn 3. He's going to get a push from Ryan Blaney. Middle of 3 and 4. Final lap. Bell to the outside. Blaney going to stay behind his teammate Logano on the bottom. Bell side drafts. They're door to door off turn 4 as they come to the checkered flag. More cars filing in line, double file. It's going to be a photo finish at the line. Logano on the bottom is going to win dual race number 1 by less than half a car length over Christopher Bell. Green flag is in the air and we're underway for our second race of the evening. Pushing at the very front of the field right now, the 14 to the back of the 5, and the 10 being pushed from behind by the 2 of Austin Cindric. Inside, a lot more nose to tail. Kyle Busch close behind the 14 of Briscoe as well. Briscoe going to push. Kyle Larson to the lead in the middle of 1 and 2. Briscoe clears his teammate Eric Almirola. Almirola, in fact, will now pull to the bottom lane. Check the outside just a bit on Austin Cindric, who's getting a big push from the 99 of Suarez. Almirola goes back in front of the 2. The 14 back down to the bottom in front of Kyle Busch, who will lead the opening lap of dual race number 2 as they work their way off of turn 4 this time. Pole sitter drops straight back in the first race, but the pole sitter in race 2 will lead the opening lap as Larson is out in front of the field. A bump draft from the 14 to the back of the 5. 14 car got a little squirrely on the bottom lane right in front of Kyle Busch, and that stacks up the inside, allowing for Almirola to get the push, and Almirola by inches will lead lap 2. A lot more coordinated on the outside than the inside lane on the front stretch that time, allows Eric Almirola to make the first lead change of dual race number 2, and it only took 2 laps to get to the lead. A slight bobble by the 14 was all it took. Briscoe heavily pushing Kyle Larson, trying to get him back going to the inside of the leaders into turn 3. The two hanging on the back bumper of Almirola, pushing him in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Larson has worked his way back to the inside of the 10 car. And at the start-finish line this time by Almirola will lead out number 3. Larson still on the inside of Cindric for second. Busch gets turned on the back straightaway. Caution's out. He comes back across the pack. And we've got a couple cars going down into the grass to miss him. They're wrecking. Austin Hill's involved. One of the open drivers has crashed at the tail end of the field as he got piled into from behind by Travis Pastrana and the 15 of Riley Herbst. Caution flag is out. For the first time, it is an accident. And for the second time, Kyle Busch just got turned by Daniel Suarez. Middle of the back straightaway. Bump drafting when they really didn't have to bump draft. They were at the front of the field. The outside was still 5 or 6 cars back. And Suarez just did not align bumpers properly. Kyle Busch gets turned. Priest and Gregson had to go on the grass to miss him, as well as Justin Haley. Almirola moves to the outside. He had a run. He's going to try to take the lead away from the 38. Larson to push the 38 car into the tri-oval. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Almirola by inches leads that lap at the start-finish line. Another massive push into turn 1 from Larson to the back of the 38. Larson risking it all, trying to potentially go for the win in this duel. He gets sideways in the middle of the corner. Gillen saves it. What a save by Ty Gillen. He clipped the apron after getting pushed by Larson, and the leaders are getting away. It's a 3-car breakaway at the front of the field on the backstretch. Almirola leads into turn 3. Cindric and the 7 of Corey LaJoie are behind. Will Cindric get a big enough of a run? He only has 1 car to help push him. Which way will LaJoie go? Will he go with the 2 or will he go with the 10 if Cindric has a run off of 4? Cindric has a run, but not enough of one. Almirola is able to block, and it'll be Eric Almirola winning dual race number 2 as he also leads the white flag lap and the checkered flag at the line.